But here is what most people don't realize. When this system starts to slow down, it rarely happens in a sudden or dramatic way. Instead, it begins quietly, almost invisibly, through small changes that are easy to ignore. The body does not shut down kidney function overnight. It sends signals, subtle, repeated, and often misunderstood. That is why so many people continue their daily routines without realizing their kidneys are under increasing strain. The warning signs are usually mild at first, a feeling of mental heaviness that people describe as brain fog, a strange puffiness around the ankles at the end of the day, constant tiredness that does not fully improve even after rest, or waking up several times at night just to urinate, disrupting sleep without an obvious reason. Most people dismiss these changes as stress, dehydration, aging, or a busy lifestyle, and in many cases, they continue for years without investigation. But internally, these signs can reflect a deeper issue. The kidneys are working harder than they should, struggling to maintain balance in a system that is becoming overloaded. When this continues without correction, it can eventually show up in medical tests. One of the most concerning markers is creatinine, a waste product that healthy kidneys normally filter out efficiently. When levels begin to rise, it often signals that filtration is no longer working at full capacity. This is the moment when many people first hear serious warnings about chronic kidney disease, dialysis risk, or long-term organ stress. At that point, the emotional impact is often just as strong as the physical concern. The idea of losing independence, relying on medical machines, or facing irreversible damage becomes very real. But what makes this situation even more concerning is how common it actually is. In the United States alone, tens of millions of people are estimated to have some degree of kidney impairment, and a large portion of them are unaware of it. The condition often develops silently over time without obvious pain or dramatic symptoms in the early stages. That is why it is frequently called a silent condition, because it progresses quietly while the person continues normal life. However, there is also important and encouraging scientific insight that changes how we understand kidney health. Research from major institutions, including Johns Hopkins and organizations such as the National Kidney Foundation, has shown that lifestyle factors can significantly influence how well the kidneys function over time. This does not mean reversing disease instantly, but it does mean supporting the body in ways that reduce stress on these vital organs. One of the most studied areas involves nutrition and natural compounds found in everyday foods. Researchers have observed that certain plant-based compounds may help reduce oxidative stress and inflammation in kidney tissue. These two factors are especially important because they contribute heavily to gradual kidney damage when left unchecked. Oxidative stress refers to the buildup of unstable molecules in the body that can damage cells over time. In the kidneys, this can interfere with delicate filtering structures. Inflammation, on the other hand, creates ongoing irritation in tissues, making it harder for organs to function efficiently. When both are present for long periods, kidney function can slowly decline. This is where natural dietary components, including specific kitchen spices, have gained attention in scientific literature. Studies published in peer-reviewed journals have explored how certain plant compounds may help support antioxidant defenses in the body. This means they may assist in neutralizing some of the damaging processes that affect kidney cells over time. The National Kidney Foundation also recognizes the importance of dietary patterns that support kidney health, especially those that reduce strain on filtration systems. While no spice or food should be viewed as a cure, the consistent inclusion of supportive ingredients in daily meals can contribute to a healthier internal environment. But there is an important detail that most people overlook. Even the most beneficial dietary habits do not work in isolation. Their effectiveness depends heavily on how the body is managed throughout the entire day. There is one simple but critical daily factor that determines whether these supportive nutrients actually benefit the kidneys or whether their impact is significantly reduced. This factor is not complicated, expensive, or difficult to apply. In fact, it is so simple that most people completely ignore it, assuming it is not important. Yet, it directly influences how efficiently the kidneys are able to process waste, regulate fluid balance, and respond to supportive nutrients from food. Before we reveal that key habit, it is important to understand how certain everyday kitchen spices can work alongside a properly balanced routine to reduce internal strain and support natural filtration processes. We begin with one of the most widely studied spices in relation to circulation and metabolic health, garlic. A simple ingredient that plays a surprisingly important role in supporting blood flow, vascular function, and kidney efficiency when used correctly. Garlic is often overlooked as just a cooking ingredient, something added for flavor, but in reality, it carries far deeper biological effects that directly connect to kidney health. To understand its role, you first need to understand one key principle. Your kidneys depend entirely on blood flow. They are not standalone organs working in isolation. They are filtration units that rely on a constant, smooth supply of circulating blood to remove waste and maintain balance in the body. When blood flow is strong and steady, the kidneys can filter efficiently. But when circulation becomes restricted, even slightly, pressure begins to build inside the delicate filtering structures. Over time, this added strain can contribute to reduced efficiency and increased wear on kidney tissue. That is why anything that supports healthy circulation indirectly supports kidney function as well. Garlic contains naturally active sulfur compounds, especially allicin, which are released when garlic is chopped, crushed, or chewed. These compounds are not just responsible for its strong smell, they are biologically active molecules that interact with the cardiovascular system. One of their key roles is supporting the production of nitric oxide in the blood vessels. Nitric oxide is important because it helps blood vessels relax and widen. When vessels are more open, blood flows more smoothly and with less resistance. This reduces pressure within the vascular system and improves overall circulation throughout the body, including the kidneys. As a result, waste removal becomes more efficient and oxygen delivery to tissues improves. This is where garlic's connection to kidney health becomes more meaningful. When circulation improves, the kidneys are not forced to work under constant high pressure. Instead, they operate in a more stable environment where filtration can happen with less strain. Over time, this can support overall renal function and reduce unnecessary stress on kidney tissue. In addition to circulation support, garlic also contains strong antioxidant properties. These antioxidants help neutralize free radicals, unstable molecules that can damage cells when they accumulate. In kidney tissue, oxidative stress is one of the key factors linked with long-term decline. By reducing this stress, garlic may help protect cells from gradual damage. Scientific research published through institutions such as the National Institutes of Health has explored garlic's effects on vascular health and inflammation. Some studies have also linked regular garlic consumption with healthier blood pressure levels. This is especially important because blood pressure and kidney function are closely connected. When blood pressure is consistently high, it places additional strain on kidney filtration units over time. However, despite these benefits, many people do not use garlic in a way that allows it to reach its full potential. One of the most common mistakes is cooking garlic immediately after cutting or crushing it. This can reduce the formation of its active compounds, limiting its biological effects. Another mistake is treating it as an occasional ingredient rather than a consistent part of the diet. There is also a timing and preparation factor that plays a significant role. Garlic becomes more biologically active when it is allowed to sit for a short period after being chopped or crushed. This brief waiting period allows enzymes to activate the beneficial compounds more effectively. Skipping this step may reduce its overall potency. A simple and practical approach is to crush or finely chop fresh garlic and allow it to rest for several minutes before use. This can then be added to meals or consumed in small amounts as part of a balanced routine. Some people incorporate it into salads, soups, or lightly cooked dishes to preserve more of its active compounds. Pairing garlic with healthy fats, such as olive oil or avocado, may also improve absorption of its beneficial components. Additionally, maintaining proper hydration throughout the day helps ensure that the circulatory benefits are fully supported by the body's fluid balance system. it is important to understand that garlic is not a standalone solution. It is a supportive element within a larger system of habits that work together. Its effectiveness increases when combined with other kidney supportive foods and a consistent daily routine that reduces strain on the body. And as we move forward, the next spice works in a different but equally important way. While garlic primarily supports circulation and vascular function, the next ingredient focuses more on internal detoxification and metabolic balance, helping the body process waste more efficiently before it ever reaches the kidneys in high concentration. While garlic supports circulation and cumin helps with metabolic balance, there is another kitchen spice that plays a different but equally important role in supporting kidney function over time. This spice is cinnamon, and its value goes far beyond its taste or aroma in food. To understand cinnamon's role, it is important to first recognize what places stress on the kidneys on a daily basis. Your kidneys are constantly working to filter waste products from the bloodstream while also maintaining the balance of fluids and minerals in the body. When the body is under chronic stress from poor diet, high sugar intake, processed foods, or environmental exposure, the kidneys are forced to process a heavier load than normal. Over time, this increased workload can contribute to fatigue within the system. People often experience this as low energy, bloating, mental fog, or general sluggishness. While these symptoms are not specific to kidney issues alone, they can reflect that the body's internal filtering systems are under pressure. Cinnamon contains powerful plant compounds, especially polyphenols, which are known for their antioxidant activity. These compounds help reduce oxidative stress in the body by neutralizing unstable molecules that can damage cells. In the context of kidney health, this matters because oxidative stress is one of the key processes involved in gradual tissue wear over time. By helping to reduce this internal stress, cinnamon supports a more balanced internal environment. This does not mean it directly cleans the kidneys, but rather that it helps reduce some of the factors that force the kidneys to work harder than necessary. In this way, it contributes to overall system efficiency. Research published in scientific journals indexed by organizations such as the NIH has explored cinnamon's effects on metabolic health, inflammation, and blood sugar regulation. These areas are closely linked to kidney function because unstable blood sugar levels and chronic inflammation can both increase strain on renal filtration systems. One of the important points often missed is that cinnamon, like other spices, is most effective when used consistently and correctly. Many people use it occasionally in desserts or drinks, but do not integrate it into their daily routine in a meaningful way. Others rely on processed or pre-ground versions that may have lost some of their active compounds over time. A more effective approach is to use fresh cinnamon in moderation as part of daily meals. It can be added to warm beverages, oats, or even savory dishes. Some also prefer steeping cinnamon in hot water as a simple infusion. The key is not quantity, but consistency over time. It is also important to understand that cinnamon works best when combined with other supportive habits rather than being treated as a standalone solution. Its effects are most noticeable when the body is not constantly overloaded with processed foods, excess sugar, or dehydration. And this brings us to the most important point of the entire discussion, the factor that determines whether any of these spices actually support kidney health in a meaningful way or whether their impact remains limited. Because no matter how powerful a spice is, its benefits depend on the environment inside the body. If that environment is constantly under strain, the positive effects are significantly reduced. This is where one simple but critical daily habit becomes the deciding factor. That habit is consistent hydration timing. Most people assume that drinking water occasionally throughout the day is enough, but the kidneys do not respond well to irregular patterns. They rely on a steady and predictable supply of fluids to efficiently flush waste and maintain balance. When water intake is inconsistent, such as long periods without drinking followed by large amounts at once, the kidneys are forced into cycles of stress and overload. When the body goes too long without water, waste products become more concentrated in the blood, making filtration more difficult. Then, When large amounts of water are suddenly consumed, the system is rapidly overloaded, creating additional pressure on the kidneys. Over time, this irregular pattern can reduce efficiency and increase strain, even if the diet is otherwise healthy. A more supportive approach is simple. Drink water consistently throughout the day in small, regular amounts. Starting hydration early in the morning helps activate kidney function after overnight rest. Maintaining steady intake throughout the day allows the kidneys to process waste gradually rather than in stressful cycles. When this hydration pattern is combined with kidney supportive spices like garlic, cumin, cinnamon, ginger, coriander, and turmeric, the overall effect becomes more balanced. Blood flow improves, oxidative stress is reduced, and waste processing becomes more efficient. The kidneys are then able to function in a more stable environment. In addition to hydration, other lifestyle factors also play an important role. Excess sodium intake from processed foods can increase pressure on the kidneys by affecting fluid balance and blood pressure. Reducing hidden salt in packaged foods and choosing fresh, whole ingredients can significantly reduce this burden. Regular use of certain medications, especially over-the-counter pain relievers, can also influence kidney function when used frequently over long periods. These should always be managed carefully and with awareness of their potential impact on kidney circulation. Sleep is another often overlooked factor. During deep sleep, the body naturally regulates fluid balance, hormone levels, and waste processing. Poor or irregular sleep can disrupt these processes, indirectly increasing strain on the kidneys over time. When all of these factors are considered together, a clear pattern emerges. Kidney health is not dependent on one single food, spice, or habit. It is the result of consistent daily choices that either support or strain the system. Spices like garlic, cumin, cinnamon, ginger, coriander seeds, and turmeric can provide meaningful support when used correctly. But their true effectiveness is unlocked only when combined with proper hydration, balanced nutrition, and a lifestyle that reduces unnecessary internal stress. The goal is not perfection. It is consistency. Small, daily actions, repeated over time, create the conditions in which the kidneys can function more efficiently and with less strain. Your kidneys are resilient. They are designed to support you every single day without asking for much in return. When you give them steady hydration, cleaner nutrition, and supportive habits, they respond by doing what they were built to do: filter, balance, and protect your body quietly and continuously. And that is the real message behind all of this. Not a quick fix, but a long-term approach built on simple, science-informed habits that work with your body instead of against it.